of all known matter at any given point, along with the three other dimensions, knowing an object's position in time is essential to plotting its position in the universe. Today, we will start with Dimension 4 lecture series. With the foundation of theoretical concepts, it's the need of the hour that management students should be well equipped with the contemporary issues also. Hence, lecture series will help in bridging this gap. Today, we have among us Dr. Pooja Upadhyay ma'am. She is Associate Professor at AISSMS Institute of Management, Pune. She is on the Research and Recognition Committee of Savitribai Phule Pune University as a subject expert for HRM. She is a reviewer for member of Reviewers Board for many renowned journals. She has written many books mainly on organizational behavior and human resource management. She is an approved guide under Savitribai Phule Pune University for PhD program. She is approved and recognized postgraduate teacher under Savitribai Phule Pune University. 5 research scholars have been awarded PhD under her guidance. She has received the Best Paper Award for study on employee engagement practices in IT sector at international conference organized by Nirma University, Ahmedabad. She has also received the Best Paper Award for Knowledge Management Initiatives for Business Schools organized by Dr. D.Y. Patil Institute of Management Studies, Navi Mumbai. She also likes reading and writing blogs. So please welcome you, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Can I go ahead?
Yes, madam.
Yeah, thank you so much, sir. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. A very good morning to all of you. I'm Dr. Mrs. Shilpa Kulkarni, madam, Dr. Satish Ubade, sir, the director of the institute. I mean, I think the best person who has guided me well and always given me a good direction in life in terms of my professional career. So he's a very big motivator for me. And of course, Dr. Vaishali, for coordinating this session today. I know what efforts are being put in, to bring all the students on one platform and then starting this lecture series. Presenting my work in front of Dr. Satish Ubade and the learned fraternity and, the faculty members of the Matrix Business School and the students. It's my sincere effort. I'm sure that, I'll take you through this journey of sharing whatever I have learned as such. And to all my dear students, you are present here in a good number. That really motivates a real teacher. I tell my students in my college that whenever I see, the double digit attendance, it really motivates and sets the right kind of tone which is required. So, ma'am, I just want to confirm that whether am I audible properly and seen?
Yes, madam, you are. Please go ahead, madam. Yes, madam.
Okay. So, sir, I'm sharing the screen. Just let me know whether my screen is visible.
Yes, yes, ma'am, it is visible. Okay,
thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, madam.
I'll just put it in presentation mode. Yeah. So students, this is my promise to you that, I'll try to make this session a little interactive, not boring for you. And of course, we will go ahead on this journey of learning together, right? Please do not think that I'm here to teach you something. I'm here to give you a lecture on certain aspects. And, you are kind of forced by the whole team, your teachers and all to attend it so that, it leads a very good impression, right? Here, the motto is that together we will go ahead and we will try to utilize this 1 hour time, which, Dr. Vaishali has given me, right? So taking it further, when she approached me about this expert session, I said, what am I supposed to do? How do I make the session interesting for you? And it all started with picking up the topic. Fine. So I said, why not get into the leadership aspects of a facilitative leader, a facilitative leadership style rather, and let's relate it with effectiveness, right? Now, here I have not quoted whether I'm talking of organizational effectiveness or I'm talking in terms of, the personal effectiveness. I have not quoted it. I've kept it very, very open. Reason being, the process starts from within, right? Any kind of leadership process, when we say, it has to start with the self-belief. And that's why I thought that fostering leadership, facilitative leadership for effectiveness would be the good one, right? So I'll be starting it with a small story, a small management story, followed by the leadership dilemmas, which you as a student, you must have come across. When we were doing our MBA, I know number of times there were so many. I mean, the whole journey was characterized by a lot of doubts, and my parents used to say that don't worry, if you have a doubt, that means you are thinking, and that's a good sign, right? So don't worry about the doubts which you are facing in your personal life or in your professional life as such. So there will be dilemmas. It will be all characterized by that. And then we will study the aspects of facilitative learning as such, right? Then comes a corporate connect, where I'm going to, I'm going to talk about the aspects related to the corporate, that how corporate is embracing this facilitative leadership, and then ways to foster it, ways to develop it within ourselves, right? And then, of course, the session will get closed, with question answer if you have any, right? So moving on to this journey of discussion, this journey of learning. Students, I want to know that what do you see on the screen? Please, let's be interactive. Forget that your faculty members are there on this platform. Forget everything and just answer me, right? And don't view me as a teacher or so. Let's talk about. Let's get into this fray of. So, what do you see on the screen? Any one of you? Otherwise, I'll pick up by name. I know that.
Qualities of leadership.
Okay, qualities of leadership. Very good. So the first one, answering, initiative taker, right? She's representing the college that, somebody has to answer. So let's take a lead. Let there will be no command, but I will take the lead. Okay, thank you for answering. May I know your name?
My name is Komal, ma'am.
Thank you, Komal. Thank you. Anybody else? Anybody else? No. Okay. Now my next question to you is, how do you find this slide? How do you find this slide? Is it properly, the content is properly visible to you? Is it blurred?
No, ma'am.
No. All those small font size words are visible, very, very clear to you, and there's a clarity of content. Anyone to answer that?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Anybody to say no, ma'am? The words are little blurred.
Yeah, it's blur, and it has mentioned lots of zero. It's a design, or it's something you want to explain?
Okay. It's Ajay, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Ajay, thank you so much for answering this. Students, most of the time, what happens is, purposely, I have kept this slide blurred. Okay. Purposely, I have kept those small little words which are written below: solution, vision, teamwork, direction, strategy, communication. There's an element of non-clarity in that. And it was only Ajay who could say that, ma'am, I think it's blurred, right? Rest everyone, I won't say कि आपका eyesight इतना अच्छा है कि वो self mechanism हो गया and you're seeing it very very correctly. No, it is kept blurred, by choice as such, right? So Ajay was the one who said, no, it's blurred. It's awareness, it's an acceptance that everything in life is not going to be perfect, right? But what is required over there is the awareness related to it. You have to be very very observant about that, right? We say that the best leader is one who sees the unseen. I mean, rest all is observable, you can see it well, but the best leader is the one who sees the unseen things. He picks up from the environment, he picks up from the clues, and he doesn't require every time a feedback mechanism, right? Gone are the days when, you know, the leader used to be seated in a cabin and one or two, you know, feedback fellows are there, they are giving feedback and leader used to decide on that. No, it's an era of management by walking around. Leader has to move on, leader has to walk, leader has to get into the cubicles, the workstations of the employee, and, you know, just have a feel of it, that what is going on in the organization. So
मॅडम
yeah.
ते थोडंफार रांगोळी काढल्यासारखं वाटतं असं बोललं तर चालेल?
Yes, why not? That's a opinion of yours, right? But my purpose of showing this slide to you is that everything is not going to be perfect, not going to be clear, not going to be into a domain where it seems to be ideal, right? You will face this ups, down, doubts, dilemmas, everything, fine, and you need to recognize that. If you're ignoring that fact, you know, if I'm short tempered and best of my friend comes and says, you know, you need to control, and I say nothing is wrong in my personality, how come you're saying this? There won't be any improvement to students, right? So you need to be observant, you need to pick up the clues, you need to have a self belief, you need to have a self awareness, and, you know, all this can be, in a nutshell, can be recognized as your EQ element, your emotional quotient element of the personality as such. So quickly, we'll move on to the next slide. Excuse me, just had a sore throat. Okay, so the leadership dilemmas are, what is this leadership, and can we assign some you know, characteristics to this leadership? Like, you must have studied in your, those who have done BBA or the senior batch of the students, those who have completed their first 2 semesters, you know, leadership is participative, it's democratic, and all those aspects. But whether your funda of leadership is clear, what do you view yourself as such? Fine. Who is the leader? What is the best leadership style? And am I a leader? So there's always a question. And in fact, that's the question I'm going to ask you today on this platform is that, you know, do you view yourself as a leader? How many of you view yourself as a leader? And how many of you say that, nee, this is something which is not my cup of tea. And, you know, I do not have a single trait, a single characteristic, or, you know, anything related to leadership in my personality. So students, again, we are talking to each other, right? So you'll have to give me a response. What do you feel? First thing, how many of you feel that you are leader? You can raise your hand if that facility is available. Otherwise, you know, I want 2 students stating I'm a leader, and one stating no, I don't have any characteristics. Yes, Mahesh, you're a leader. Yes, Mahesh, you can unmute and tell me, are you, do you consider yourself to be a leader?
Ma'am, this is Ajay Gaikwad.
Okay.
I have a leadership quality because I observe, or I have developed my observation skills surrounding me. If I feel anything is going wrong, so I immediately go into that and try to resolve or try to understand what exactly going on and try my best to solve the problem. It is not related in our office, but I try whenever I travel from one place to another place and I see if something is going wrong. So I immediately involve myself in that case.
Okay, okay, good. Yes, Deepika. Anyone who claims that I'm not the leader. Any one of you. So it's good. I mean, almost, I think Dr. Satish Ubade sir should be very, very happy that almost all the students of the batch, they have the leadership quality, and the best part is they are aware of that, right? So here what happens is when you state that, I am not terming myself as a good leader or a bad leader, a successful leader or not so successful leader, but at this point of pursuing my MBA course, I have recognized that, there are some aspects of leadership in my personality, and that's the good thing, right? Now, students, there's no best fit model related to leadership, right? Like as Ajay gave the response that whenever I see something wrong happening, right, he gets into it. Now there can be n number of versions for that. There can be, n number of response to it, but at least he has that kind of that kind of trait in his personality to get into it with the confined boundaries, I would say, at this point of time. Fine. So leadership varies. If you have read your organizational behavior books, you must have recognized so many leadership theories are there, so many leadership styles are mentioned over there. But let me tell you, there is no fit model for that. It varies, and it varies in terms of environment. It varies in terms of the situation you are put in. And yes, it's important for you to imbibe those things and to get into this journey of leadership in terms of facilitating leadership. Facilitating leadership, I'll come to the next slide about that. But tell me, is the leadership related to the position or action or age as such? Huh? Are you waiting that, I'm just in my 20s, for leadership, I should have more of an experience and then I should go ahead and take up the leadership role? Or are you still playing a leadership role in a small little way in your life? Maybe, if you are counseling, if you are providing a support to your batchmate, you get into that coach format, and that could be given as a facilitative leadership example, right? So I know many of you, when we organize a lecture series in our college, sometimes we ask the alumni to come down and talk to our students, because they have gone through that journey recently and the present batch would relate to them effectively. Fine. So that is also one of the examples over there, which makes a leadership trait, or which proves that these individuals are little influenced by the senior batch, and that's why it's better to have an interactive session between them, because faculty saying maybe the acceptability will be 50%, but alumni saying that don't do this because I did the same and it was wrong, please learn by my experience and don't repeat it, right? So that's a bond which gets developed, and it's kind of a facilitative leadership. So students, my point over here is that it's not related. Leadership is something which is not related to a position. It's not related to a particular designation कि जब मैं इसका मैनेजर बन जाऊंगा तभी मैं लीडर जैसा करूंगा. No, that's a wrong thinking, or it's not related to your age, that I'm in my 20s, अभी नहीं, अभी लीडर बनने के लिए बहुत टाइम. No, these are the mental models which we have developed, and we should get rid of it. I'm going to show you a video now. Fine. And that video is going to bring a charm in the session. That video is going to bring a smile on your face. And it's a recent video where this girl, just 21-year-old, made all of us proud. Fine. So once you see the video, you have to identify few observable points in that. Like, what was the most appealing thing? What was the most striking feature, right? And then we will have a discussion, right? So, I mean, just check your observational skills and just be engrossed in this video, and we will have a talk after that. Just a minute, I'm playing. I hope the sound is there.
No sound.
No sound, just wait. Sound was there.
Yeah, ma'am, it was.
Okay, okay. Now I need a help from you. I need to know that what is a striking feature of this video. On the first hand, anybody to name this personality?
Varna Sandhu.
Oh, very nice. Who was that? May I know your name, please?
Shraddha Songiri.
Thank you so much for responding. Thank you so much for giving us the correct answer, and really proud moment for us when she was crowned as Miss Universe, right? So please tell me what each one of you will be giving me a different answer, but at least I need one or two answers where you say, ma'am, for me, this was the striking feature, or ma'am, for me, this was the most appealing feature. Huh? Apart from all these ladies are too beautiful, that everybody knows, right?
Hello,
Yes.
ma'am. I think that we should believe in ourselves and move on forward in our life.
Very good. Very good. Palash?
The confidence level the girl has
The
in her
confidence
own
level
self.
of the
Yeah,
girl.
yes.
Yes. Anybody
Ma'am,
else? Yeah.
yeah, ma'am. The most important, like when question was asked, she was not confused. She was like ready with her answers. Not she didn't even thought for 1 second also. And at the time, like she thought it how beautifully the way she answers, the attitude and the confidence.
Thank you, Deepika. Anybody else? Now, students, please develop this habit of responding. Why so? Because you know, it's all going on virtual, and this platform gives you a confidence to unmute yourself and say, yes, Sagar, I want to hear you. Yes, Sagar, go ahead. Sagar, I think you raised your hand by mistake, but then also you can share, no issues. No, Sagar is saying, ma'am, I need some more time, you know, to develop that confidence to unmute and talk to you, or else, you know, some connectivity issue. I'm well versed with it. You know, it's a universal problem of connectivity as such. Yes. Thank you all those who have responded. And the request to those who have not responded is, please develop this habit. Let's talk and let's go ahead with this, because if it is monologue, you will be bored. You will feel frustrated. Why this session on Saturday, right? So let's move ahead. Students, there are 2-3 striking features of this video. And I'm going to show you the video again to make you observe those striking features, right? The first striking feature was, as Deepika said, she was all ready to answer, right? But the first move of her was that when the headphone was removed, it was a smile, right? Smile communicating, oh, it's my turn and I'm ready. Okay. She was not knowing the question. She was not knowing how she will answer. But yes, as you know, the other boy also, Palash also said, it all with confidence. As soon as that headphone was removed, there was a big smile and a confident walk. You'll say, ma'am, what's big in it? You know, they are trained for it, isn't it? So many times we get trained for so many things, right? But sometimes we goof up. right? Sometimes the pressure of expectation comes in. Sometimes the aura of that environment compels us to do something, to falter as such, isn't it? But a wide smile and the way she carried. What was the question? Can anybody tell me what was the question? The question was related to women, if you have heard it, right? And how she responded? She responded with reference to youth, communicating, not directly communicating that, this is something not only related to a woman, but this is something related to the youth of today. And then she took a pause there. I'll show you the video. She was not in hurry. And let me tell you, when she took up this pause, most of the people, the training crew of this beautiful lady, the stylist, and everybody, they held their breath. Oh God, what's going to happen? Why she's taken a pause? Has she understood the question? But just check out. After taking a pause, she bounced back and gave a very, very simple answer. Have you found any kind of management jargon over there? Have you found any complex word used by her? She was very simple, saying, it's all related to my self-belief. I think I'm unique, and, I deserve this. That's why I'm presenting here. I'm present here because of my self-belief. And can anybody tell me what's her age?
21.
Please? Oh, very nice. She's just 21. So just check out. Fine. So what I have shown you, what I have told you, being observant, first thing, take a look at her expression as soon as that thing is removed from her head. The whole, the facial expressions, it feels that her face is talking. Her face is talking to a person, right? And then just emphasize on the question asked and the answer she has given. It's a simple answer. There's nothing new in it. But just check out her voice modulation. Check out with what authenticity she is speaking. She's real on a stage. No sugar-coated thing, no dressing required. It's very sweet, simple thing which she communicated and very relatable to today's youth, right? So please, students, I'm going to replay the video again, and you are going to make a note of all these clues, right? So students, did you observe those things which I told you? I hope so, right?
Yes,
yeah. So she was not in a hurry to answer. She took a pause and then she bounced back with a very simple answer, which fetched her the Miss Universe crown. So very relatable age bracket, just like you, isn't it? But yes, there's a year-long training, maybe 2-year-long training or a 3-year-long training behind that. There's a sweat behind that. There's hardship behind that. And then this glory comes in, right? So here, not comparing ourselves with anyone, because in facilitative leadership, if we start comparing ourselves with others, it becomes difficult to get on, right? Then no age bar. I learned, I don't speak good Marathi as such. But when I came to Pune initially, I was like, I need to learn this language. Fine. And then when I started off with my, known circle of my Maharashtrian friends, when I start talking, it was a very different essence and there was a laughter, right? So I said, I need to change my methodology if I have to, start. It's not that I felt bad that they laughed, because I laughed with them. I knew I'm bad with it. I'm not good with my pronunciation of Marathi. But then I chose up a different strategy and I said, okay, let me try it with kids, right? So whenever I got this opportunity, I talked to the the kids of my colony in Marathi, and they are so much into teaching me that they feel a proud moment that aunt is asking and replying, and then they correcting me. So somewhere their ego gets satisfied and my work is also done. So whatever Marathi I have learned, I mean, the credit goes to those small kids who have taught me that language, and I mean, I'm thankful to them. So what I mean to say is, there's no age bar related to leadership. Don't wait for a moment where when I get a corporate assignment after 10 years of experience, I'll think of these leadership roles. Please, students, it's not related to a designation as such, right? You can be leader in your own way by self-leadership. And when we move towards this facilitative leadership, self-leadership is the basic step that leads to the facilitative leadership in terms of your boundaries of personal and professional domain, right? So in nutshell, what is a leadership? It's a very simple thing, just getting along with the people well, supporting, coaching, mentoring, even advice. Even a word of advice is also a great thing in that aspect, fine. But for the conceptual process, what we have done is we have done the we have made the compartments related to it. अच्छा, ऐसा portray कर रहे हैं, this is charismatic leader. ऐसा portray कर रहे हैं, this is the best example of participative leadership. That we have done as such. Yes, Deepika, you want to ask anything? I think please give me time that I complete my slides, and then we'll have a big a round of question answer, right? Sorry for my sore throat. Okay, so here, if you have read your books, it is said that if you are able to influence your followers, you become a leader, right? And to add to it, it has to be a good influence. It has to be a positive influence. It can't be a negative influence as such. So when we talk of a facilitative leadership, which we all can practice, it's more of making it possible for ourselves and for others with whom we work, with whom we live, right? So now what do you see over here? Helen, you're a team leader. Why don't you jump first? Students, the problem or the challenges with the role of leadership is that there's a lot of expectation, and there's always there's always a lot of eyes viewing you all the time. All your actions, all your reactions, all your decision making, all your gestures, all your body language, everything is under the eagle eye view of all your colleagues, all your what do you say, I mean, people from the different facets as such. So here is a era where ये participative democratic जो भी हम पढ़ा रहे थे ना, वो leadership styles have taken a little backseat, and what is relevant today is that you should lead by example, right? Because here in this cartoon, if you check out, Helen is being called out that, oh, you are a team leader now, so why don't you jump first? So indirectly they are saying, oh, if you expect us to do this, do it first. If you expect us to accomplish this task, what's you doing? You show us your effort. So it's an era where you will be challenged by so many people as soon as you get into that shoes of a leadership. This is very, very funny. Fine. I don't think this requires any explanation, where on a loudspeaker he's talking about the secret play or the secret strategies for the team, and just look out at the expressions. Fine. So we'll do an exercise, right? Be ready for it, and be ready if you are saying that you are very observant. Thank you. So students, What happened just? What happened just a second before? Please answer. All those who claim that they are very observant, what happened?
The screen got paused.
The screen got paused. Thank you so much. Quickly, quickly. I want quick response from everybody now. You have your opinion, your thinking, your living being, right? You must have thought, kya hua hai? Please share that. Come on, fast. Only one person saying. So sirf ek hi mujhe sun raha hai. Rest of you are not listening. Am I so bored? It's a one-word answer which you have to give. Like he said, screen got frozen. Share your opinion. Have your opinion. Share it. So everybody agrees that it was a screen which got frozen. Deepika, what's your say on this?
Yes, ma'am. Same.
Frozen. Ved Prakash. It's a one-word answer. You can give that. Sagar, Ajay. See? Okay, I'll take it ahead. Students, this was a small exercise where I decided.
I'm sorry.
Yes.
Hello, ma'am. Wait here. I'm driving right now. I'm listening you.
Okay. Okay.
I'm listening every point. I'm listening, but only the reason is I cannot see the screen right now.
Okay. No issues, but please drive safe. While driving, if don't attend my session, I would say, because safety first. Okay.
I'm in a profession. I'm sorry. I have to do that as well.
Okay. There are students. I think they have responded through the chat. Okay, very good. So Palash is saying that you paused your video. Komal is saying there might be some connectivity issue. So good. Ma'am, what is this? I'm not, just a minute. Okay, ma'am's side is blank. Okay, very good. Fine. So student, this was the activity which I decided to do, where it was not that I was facing a connectivity issue. It was not that I paused my video. I kept myself still for a few seconds, right? And it was not that I got blank or my side got blank or the screen got frozen. It was an exercise to prove that how easily and how quickly we conclude the things, isn't it? Nobody said that, ma'am, what was my question? My question was, what did you observe? Nobody said that, ma'am, it was your smile I observed. And there's nothing wrong in it. Why? Because human mind takes the negative first. Why? Because you're influenced with the environment. You're saying connectivity issue because wo roz hum face karte hain. There's nothing wrong in that response. But what we need to learn is that not to conclude very fast. And this was a small thing, very, very trivial thing. There can be n number of issues in our life. There can be n number of situations which you will face, and where we take a very, 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 quick conclusion on that. We become very judgmental about it. Fine. So I would have felt very happy if anyone would have said, ma'am, I was observing your smile, nothing else, right? So it's a human mind which picks up the negative first. And that is the first thing we will do from today, that we are not going to succumb to this negativity. We will have a rational thinking where we are not going to conclude the things very, very quickly. And that's one of the traits which facilitative leaders should, take it up. Say you are there in the class and your friend comes and you asked something and he replied very rudely to you. You're disturbed. If you reply back to him in a rude way, what's the point in that? He was all fine. Today he has behaved this way. There must be something in the background. So let's not come to a conclusion that, he has changed his behavior. Oh God, he has changed. Let's not conclude that, right? And that is the thing we have to practice from today. Fine. The facilitative, as a facilitative leader, we can practice this style both in our personal space, our personal relations, as well as in our professional relations. And it basically talks that, let's provide a helping hand. Let's think, let's understand, let's communicate. Fine. In terms of goal settings, let's involve others into it so that there is a sense of involvement. Let's be open about the challenges, right? It's an era, your generation has 2 a.m. friends and 3 a.m. friends, and I hope some of you relate to it. Huh? Do you have 3 a.m. friends and 4 a.m. friends? Anyone? Do you know this concept of 3 a.m., 4 a.m. friends? Fine, Google it out. I know you must be having it. Maybe you are reluctant to share it or whatever. Fine. So here you need to conclude it in terms of assessing the situation from all the domains, speaking up about the challenges, the problems. See, here I would appreciate Ved. Why? Because he said, ma'am, see what that thought generates. Although I don't feel it is safe, while driving, you are attending the session and all, but I would appreciate the honesty with it, which is there. I know many of you will be doing many things, at the back of it. Some of you might have just logged in, and since it's something which college has put in for you, you are not paying heed towards it. There must be all these factors must be there, right? There must be some sincere lot also, those who are listening, glued to it, and they want to learn something out of it, or they want to have this sharing platform as such. But for Ved, I would appreciate that he was very honest, and he said, see, I'm not seeing the screen, I'm just listening, but since I have not seen the screen, I can't answer this, right? So here what we need to do is we need to recognize the challenges and we need to talk about it, because that's what gives us the platform of sharing. Fine. I gave you an example of this rude friend. I mean, not rude friend, this reply of your friend, if one fine morning, very rude. And if you reply back in the same way, no use. It will create a gap in the bonding. It will create a gap in the relationship, isn't it? But otherwise, if you go and just pat your friend over there and don't ask what is wrong, right? Again, the highlight word is wrong over there. Just pat and say, can I help you in some way? That's it. It will change the whole scenario. It will change the whole, see, it's a tonality, bolte hain, right? So it will change the whole bonding mechanism, and it is going to give a positive result or a positive outcome to you as a person, right? In a professional setting, when we talk of, it's very important. It's important for the vision, for the direction, for the goal setting, for balancing out the relationship, for balancing out the processes. Say you are involved in a process where it's just communicated, you will handle this responsibility. You'll say, ek baar pucha bhi nahi, ye bhi nahi dekha whether I'm interested in this role or not. Just give in. Sorry, boss, I'm not into it. Right? So here the mechanism is that, it has to be a very smooth process of moving around with the sense of involvement, right? It's not competitive as such. Like I showed you in the video of Harnas. Don't compare. If Deepika has some good attribute, so with some different aspect, so with Ajay, so with Sagar, isn't it? Everybody is unique. There's a very funny story related to this uniqueness that very quickly, in a nutshell, I'm going to tell. One day a boss visited I mean, not boss visited. One day, the boss was just monitoring the timekeeping of all the employees. And over the period of time, he recognized that this one employee, maybe Rajiv, okay, we'll call him Rajiv. This one employee has developed this tendency of coming late often. But he's the one that once he is in the premises, he completes the task. He's a fast learner, he's a fast doer, and he completes the projects right on time. But then he has to report on time. So he's one fine morning, he was standing at the cubicle of this Mr. Rajiv, and he just pointed at his watch and said, not to be followed this way. You need to change. You need to change from tomorrow, reporting right on time, right? Mr. Rajiv felt very offended about that and said that, if I'm delivering the results on time, don't have this rigidity with me. Don't be too bossy with me, right? Strict monitoring is required for the employees who are into a X category, where they are laid back, where they are, by nature, they keep on postponing the things, but not for Mr. Rajiv, who does everything, right? And that's what the flexi concepts in the corporate came in. Fine. So from the next day, Rajiv decided that fine, I'll come on time, but I'll utilize my time in watching the movie at the workplace. Now this boss, Rajiv decided right on time, watching the movie at the workplace, but trying to pretend that doing so much of work. So as soon as he used to see that boss is approaching, he used to, oh God, so much of work. Oh, I have to meet the deadline and all. And just see what was the result of that. He took it as in a negative way, revolted against the system of very rigid timings. Now that doesn't mean you shouldn't be punctual. It was just to quote a uniqueness of a person, that maybe you are not very, very punctual in your aspect, but then once you get into the work, you complete it beforehand. Fine. So maybe Ved is not very organized, but then he has a creative element in his personality. Maybe Deepika may not be very accustomed to the technical skills, but her human skills are excellent, right? Now these are just examples. Ved and Deepika, please don't take it otherwise. So what I mean to say that आपकी पर्सनालिटी में कुछ नहीं है, ऐसा तो हो ही नहीं सकता, right? It can't happen that. Each one of us is unique, and that uniqueness has to be highlighted. In case of Mr. Rajiv, the uniqueness was the skill set. Maybe not related to punctuality. He has to work on it. But do you think it was a right approach by the boss to tell this person? No. It should start with the appreciation. It should start that, Rajiv, I'm totally impressed with the way you work. You have not missed out a single deadline for so many months. I'm happy about it. Your results are ready beforehand. But can you improve on this? The whole scenario gets changed. Fine. So this is what we talk of, right? So it inspires commitment. It creates a pathways. And then what do you see in the picture? All together, glued together, a good bonding. And here I'm talking of a professional bonding, right? So let's coach each other. Let's celebrate the accomplishment of each other. Let's be active listener. Let's take up the clues wherein, things are not very clear, but still you are somehow exploring the things and you are reflecting on it, and it's you are building a sense of involvement for that, right? So here again, an activity which I'll be playing, and there's a reason for that. Fine. So apart from Deepika, if any other girl can come with me and both of us can have this quick activity. I think I have 8 minutes in hand, Vaishali ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Anybody else who will come on this online platform and play this activity with me, 2 of us? Okay, Deepika, are you ready? See, she's the one.
Yeah, ma'am, I am.
Okay, okay. So Deepika, are you comfortable switching off your video? I mean, switching on your video? Is
Yeah,
it possible?
I will just, yes,
Yeah,
ma'am.
please.
Arrange. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. See, I wanted to do this activity between the two students, but the thing is, there's a time constraint, and it's better that we cut down the time. And thank you so much, Deepika, for you're looking very smart. Thank you so much, and we'll play this activity. So listen to me carefully and rest others all eagle eyes on us, right? But let it be there, not bothered about it. Fine. I'm going to ask you few questions, right? And what you are supposed to do is you will reply to those questions, but you will not say no, right? For those questions, you will not say no. You'll reply to those questions saying yes, and all, I mean, whatever I question you, responding to that, but not no as such. Fine. So are you ready?
Okay.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So, and I'm going to confine my whole dialogue to this one topic, which I'm starting with. So, Deepika, do you like mangoes?
Yes, I like it.
Now you have to be quick. You can't take such a pause. Huh? It's a, such a,
Okay, yes.
it's a simple
Yeah,
question. Do
yes,
you
I
like
like.
mangoes? Yes, I like
Yes,
mangoes.
yes.
Huh? It's nothing that you're losing your $1 million worth. Okay, fine.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so you like mango. What type of mango you like most? I mean, which variety?
Which are sweet?
Okay, so can you
I,
name
yeah.
them? Can you name?
Alfonso mangoes.
Okay, Alfonso mangoes. Okay. Do you know the pricing related to it?
Yeah, initially it is something 1,000 per, like for that whole carrot, but literally as the season like time goes, it reduces.
There are mango supplements also, available in the market.
Yeah, syrups or something like that.
Yeah, yeah. So do you prefer taking it throughout the year, or there's a confined time through which you take that?
No, I don't prefer like that syrups and like the supplements.
You don't prefer?
I'm not used to the word no.
But don't is what?
Sometimes. Sometimes.
Okay. So we'll give this one liberty to
sometimes
her
I
where
can,
she said don't. So वो no का ही connotation है, but leave it. One more chance. Fine. So do you like raw mangoes or ripe ones?
raw mangoes also I like both are okay for me.
Okay. These
Like,
days,
when seasonal mangoes.
but non-seasonal mangoes are also good.
And that, yeah, curry which I say, I like that also most.
But non-seasonals are also good. Like in winters, if you get a mango, do you consume it?
I would like to try that, how it looks apart from seasons.
Okay, okay. And see, if you are given as a supplement to it, would you prefer it? As in medicine or something?
We should just see and try that how it affects. Later we should decide that we should take or not.
Okay, okay. Very good, Deepika. See, now what was her mode? Once she said don't, she used the word don't, she went into a defensive mode that, I have done this, now I will not repeat it. And there was a constant trigger from my side to make her say direct no to it, fine, which she has not done, fine. So what I mean to say over here is, this is a simple example. The things are communicated to you, but then also sometimes it is missed out. You make a mistake, but you counter back it, you bounce back on that. And this proves that you are in a progressive journey. Fine. If she would have repeated the same don't or no, then again, it is like your sometimes your brain is not taking the signals as it is communicated to you as such. Fine. So this is a, I mean, on this platform, this is a small example related to it, but just check out when you're working professionally, There are multiple bosses on your head giving multiple directions, multiple instructions, multiple orders to you, and there are chances that sometimes you miss it out. There are chances that sometimes your colleague misses it out, right? So this facilitative kind of leadership helps you in a good way. How? Like if you see the slide, the first point says active listening, including paraphrasing. That means whatever is communicated to you, you are, kind of summarizing, again saying it, getting a check on it, and then go back. Sometimes, जब project assignment का deadline आता है, you tell your friend, hey, मुझे बता देना, हाँ, I should not miss out because ma'am is not going to take it. And your friend says, अरे कल project submission है, have you done it? Right? What you are doing is you are facilitating the other to accomplish the task. Now, under the quotes, please do not copy. Copy करवाना facilitation नहीं है. हाँ, मेरा है ना, मेरा assignment है, मैं mail कर रही हूँ, तू भी ऐसा ही कर दे. That is not facilitated. The best friend would never do that. The best friend would say, fine, I'll tell you what I have written. Please write it in your own words because the skill has to be developed from your side. So making a friend cheat is not facilitated, right? But paraphrasing it, summarizing it, reflecting it, questioning is definitely is a part of your facilitative learning, right? So these are the aspects which we have talked about. And it's a support system, it's helping, it's leading by example, it's overcoming your challenges. It's not feeling offended to ask somebody that, can I get this help? Can you help me, please? What is wrong in that? Can you remind me this? I have so many reminders, maybe, on my phone, but still I want that human reminder, isn't it? So that is the important part of it. Now, this is the last slide of mine. Do you know this lady, who she is? This small example I have taken under the Corporate Connect, and after this I'll end my session. So requesting Vaishali madam to bear for next 5 minutes. Yes, students, do you know who she is? She's again a lady, and it's not gender bias, but the examples are gaye. Fine, I should have taken a corporate personality, a man, he personality from the corporate, but doesn't matter. She is a global CEO of Chanel. Can you name her?
Reena Nair.
Very nice. It's on the slide. The name is written. Just check out how observant you are. So the one who answered, I think Shraddha answered, maybe she knew the name, or maybe she said, okay, I don't know, but yeah, it's there on the slide. Miss Leena Nair. Fine. And recently she was appointed as a global CEO of Chanel. Please Google her out. You will get to know that she has done her schooling, education from our own Maharashtra, her basic education from Kolhapur, and then she took an admission in the engineering college. She pursued the course for almost 1 year, right? And then she realized, oh God, this is not my cup of tea. Oh God, I'm in a different domain. This doesn't interest me. She left engineering in between, and then she took up a management course in XLRI Jamshedpur. Initial career, she was selling the teas. She got the assignment in, if I'm not wrong, in northern part of India, Haryana, Delhi, all these things. She had her own struggle story, but today just check out where she has reached. Huh? A simple personality, a middle class like us as such, but then she has done, she has come out and said, I have done mistake by taking the engineering course initially, but then I rectified it within a year. She lost a year, but then the struggle was on that if management is my interest area, I should be doing good in it. Fine. So I was just going through the articles and the interview by Miss Leena Nair, and I kind of collected this small paragraph from one of his articles where she said that, when there was Mumbai terror attack, she was present at that point of time in Taj Hotel, right? Taj Hotel, Mumbai. And, she said, there I observed a young girl of 24-year-old Ms. Zagdare, who was in charge of that floor, helping us out and playing a great leadership role. And that is more of a situational leadership. So again, students, just 24-year-old, giving instructions to all these people who were having a official, gathering over there. She showed them the right path, where to hide. She separated the couples, right? She said, if you're couple, one on this side and one on other side, so that if any casualty happens, the family loses only one member, right? So she requested them that please couples, you separate out. She arranged for the water. I mean, why arranging for the water in hospitality? And it's her duty, but just check out under such circumstances where it's bombardment going on, where the terrorists are there, where you hear the bullet fire, right? How can you keep calm? The first instance is screaming, right? And we women, we are famous for screaming, right? Fine. But Miss Leena Nair, she said that was the situational leadership which I observed over there. She was so calm, she was so composed, and she was instructing all of us for our safety. And we believed in this 24-year girl, and we were saved, right? Fine. So this is also, this is not only the aspect of the situational leadership, but again a facilitative leadership in a very difficult times as such. Fine. So I hope I have contributed my little knowledge towards clarifying few of your doubts related to leadership. Is it position or action? Each business has a boss, but very few businesses have a leader. So are you going to take up maybe in 2-3 years, you are going to take up this boss thing or a leadership thing? The difference between the two, boss says, go and do it. And leader says, let's go. So thank you, students. Once again, thank you to Dr. Satish Ubade, Dr. Vaishali, and all the fellow colleagues of, those who have contributed for this. And my sincere thanks to all my students. You were present in great number, and really, you have motivated me to deliver this today. Thank you so much. Over to you, Dr. Vaishali.
Thank you so much, ma'am. This was wonderful lecture. We would like to listen you once more, ma'am. We would be waiting for that.
Yeah, sure. Thank you so much. Yeah, I forgot. Is there anybody having any questions? You can ask, ma'am.
No, ma'am. I just have one more personality, as you said, in girls. One is Srishti Deshmukh. She is also, ma'am, a very young girl, and she has also like doing the leadership qualities. Srishti Deshmukh, IAS.
Thank you very much, ma'am. You made the students aware about the contemporary in future they need to acquire. It was, I think, a very interesting session by ma'am, students. She gave her inputs on the new facet of leadership. Now I request all of you to just put on your cameras, your videos on, so that we can have photos. Mohit sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Done, Mohit sir?
Yes, ma'am, done.
Thank you very much, ma'am, for sparing your valuable time. Hello.
Thank you, Vaishali ma'am. Can I leave the session now?
Yes, yes, ma'am. Thank you very much,
Thank
ma'am.
you so much. Thank you.